Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Rabbi Eliezer Malamed, Shlita. Here we are midweek, Yom Revi'i, and we ask everyone to please continue davening for Chaylei Tzva Agana Yisrael, for Shlem L'chol Petzuei Yisrael, safe return of our hostages, and we dedicate our learning to Nishmat Seren Daniel Shem and Rav Duran Vasheli Hashem Yakum Damo, and we get to begin a new topic. So based on popular request in Yana Dioma, I thought I had covered it a couple of years ago, but alas, I have not. So we'll start a little bit of Yimei Chanukah, and there are two sections in the Sefer on Zmanim on Chanukah. One is a little bit more philosophical, and one is more technical. I want to do the former, so we'll have a few days of learning. That'll take us Mirz Hashem through Chanukah, and let's start with Yimei Chanukah. So Yimei Chanukah L'Doros. In the days of the second Beis Hamikdash, when the Yevanim, the Hellenist Greeks, entered into the Heichal and they defiled all the oil that was in the Heichal, and when the kingship of Chashmonaim, they were victorious. They came into the Beis Hamikdash and they only found one small cruse of oil that still had the seal of the Kohen Gadol, and of course they only had enough to light one day. And of course the miracle occurred and it lasted for 8 days. Next year, they established and made these as a permanent yontif of thanksgiving and praise. And one cannot fast nor make a eulogy on these days. So this is based on the Gemara in Shabbos and Dov Chaf Aleph, of course the famous Chanukah Gemaras as we call them, and also in something called Megillas Tainus. There were many other great days that Chazal instituted during the period of the second Beis Hamikdash to celebrate and to give thanks on salvation that happened to the Jewish people. The Kulam Niskru Megillas Tainus, and in this sefer known as Megillas Tainus, they're all mentioned there. Rabim me'osim hayomim hatovim nikvu lehoda al nitzchonos hashmanaim. Many of those days were given as thanks for the victory of the Chashmonaim. Kedugas Yom Nikanor b'Yom Gimel ba'Adar. So there's on the 13th of Adar, Megillas Tainus mentions something called Yom Nikanor. What happened there? Shebo nitzchu Chashmonaim chel Yivani gadol v'hargo es Nikanor mifaktam. That the Chashmonaim had a great victory and they were able to defeat Nikanor, who was one of the great commanders. There was also, if you remember, in the Beis Hamikdash, something called Sha'ar Nikanor, one of the gates of Nikanor. Yud Daled b'Sivan, on the 14th of Sivan, Shebo Kavshu es Kesari, they conquered Caesar. Chav Beis be'Elul, on the 22nd of Elul, Shebo Harga Chashmonaim es Habagdim Hamushamadim Shitstarf Eloi v'Lechazur b'Tshuva, another victory where the Chashmonaim, they defeated those that rebelled against them, and they were traitors, and they turned over to the enemy side. Chav Gimel b'Mar Cheshvan, on the 23rd of Mar Cheshvan, Shebo Horsu Chashmonaim es Beis Haboshes She'ekima Yivanim Liyad HaMikdash. The Chashmonaim destroyed a very embarrassing anti-Jewish establishment that was put up near the Beis Hamikdash. Chaf Hei b'Mar Cheshvan, on the 25th of Mar Cheshvan, Shebo Choshu es Shamron v'Hechel Yashva, when they conquered Samaria and they began to settle there. And there are many, many more that are mentioned in the notes. And of course, a lot of those aforementioned dates you probably never heard of, or certainly heard of those events. Ulam nifsika halacha. However, halacha was paskin. Sh'achar shenechav Beis Hamikdash hasheni batla Megillas Tainus. So the Shulchan Aruch tells us in Orachaim Tov Gain Gimel that once the second Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, then all of those dates, or all the events that are commemorated in Megillas Tainus, are then batal. They are null and void. As if to say, they did great things during the period of the second Beis Hamikdash, but once the second Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, then all those are for naught. And there's no reason to celebrate them because we have a much larger mourning of the second Beis Hamikdash. Not only that, but even on those aforementioned days, one could fast and give eulogies, meaning they have no more semblance of simcha. V'rak yemei haChanukah nosur mikol osam yomim tovim. However, the only one that remained from those days is Chanukah. Biur HaChachamim, so Chazal explained, Shemei haChanukah nishur l'doros, b'bnei hanes hamichot shel pach hashemen v'hamitzvah shetiknu Chachamim lahadlik neres kedei lefarsimo. The reason that Chanukah lasted for all the generations and was not nullified after the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash is because of the unique miracle of the oil and the subsequent mitzvah that Chachamim instituted that we should publicize this miracle by lighting candles. V'kivan shebechanukah kvar mekayim es mitzvahs halakas neiros, and since on Chanukah we're already fulfilling the mitzvah of lighting candles, gam shar inyani Chanukah nishar makom. So therefore, the other aspects of Chanukah will remain as they were. So it's not just a holiday of lighting candles, but it's also a day of thanksgiving. We say Al Hanisim, and we thank Hashem and praise Hashem for the salvation that He did for His nation through this recitation of Hallel. Ve'ein misanin, and we don't have a fast day. Ve'ein maspidim, and we don't give eulogies. Yemei Chanukah during these days. Kedei lahavin yoser es mashma usam shel Yemei Chanukah v'neis pach Hashemen shirakem nosu lona mikol yemim atom shhoy mei habayis hasheni aleinu laharchiv ma'at bebir me'oros osam ayom mashma usam. So in order that we could understand Chanukah and the miracle of the oil, that only those miracles are left to commemorate as opposed to the other days that no longer. So he says now we have to expand and explain what was going on during those days with the Yavan rulership, the Hellenist rule, and what they mean to us. So we'll see as we go on. Again, this is something that doesn't always get discussed when we learn Hilchos Chanukah because we go straight into the halachas. How many candles do I light? Which direction do I light? What if I forgot to light? When do I light? Which are very, very important, don't get me wrong. But we're going to spend a few days in Mirz Hashem looking into the essence and the meaning of Chanukah as we approach the Yontif, which is, I believe, a week from tonight. Yes, it is a week from tonight. Yes, week from tonight. And we will hopefully enhance our celebration, appreciation of this beautiful Chag Haba Aleinu L'Tova. But until then, please continue davening for Charlei Tzvagan Yisrael, for Shalom Chopin Su'ei Yisrael, safe return of our hostages. We dedicate our learning Le'ilei Nishmat Seren and Daniel Shimon Rav Dram Shalei Shem Damo. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.